I get it, man. It can be super tough sifting through all the crap on the internet, trying to figure out the good dating advice from the outright awful dating advice that can be really damaging and misleading, because nowadays any kid with a camera and his mom can call themselves a dating coach. Wait a second, I have a camera. But seriously, some of the tips that I've seen out there are gonna make you a whole lot worse with women than you are right now. So I'm gonna give you the top 6 worst dating tips out there, which you've probably heard of and maybe even are using some of them, and I'll tell you alternative methods that work way better so that you can stop unintentionally pushing women away and instead start attracting them to you. My name's Matt Artisan from The Attractive Man, coming at you from Cancun, Mexico, and these are 6 common dating tips that will destroy your chances with women, and you need to stop doing them. Alright man, it is time to head to the beach for some sunshine because I just finished teaching a 7-day boot camp out here in Cancun where the guys absolutely crushed it, by the way. I'm so proud of them. And now let's go see if we can find some beautiful ladies. And by the way, number 6 is using props. I recently saw an ad on Instagram of a magician, and he looks like a really good magician. But his whole pitch was, you gotta learn magic so you can impress women, because then they will like you so much. Something like that. And that's just such a bad way of thinking. And I used to think this way. I actually used to bring magic tricks out to the bar. I was really bad at them. It did not work, but I tried it. I tried pretty much every pickup or dating advice tactic known to man. But when you're trying to do something like magic tricks or whatever to impress women, it messes up your mindset. For example, I used to play in a rock band, and that was my whole way of meeting women. The only reason I felt that they liked me is because I played in a rock band. They would see me on stage, they would see me on TV. We were on TV for a short amount of time on MTV2. Just for about a month. It's nothing to even really brag about. And we were touring with some big bands. I'm super proud of that. And so women would see that and they'd be like, whoa, okay, that's hot. And I would get a lot of girls because of that. But then when my band broke up, I felt like I lost my cool factor. I felt like, why would a woman like me now? And I felt really depressed for a while because I felt like I'm never gonna get women again. Like, why would they like me? I'm nobody without my cool factor, without being the rocker guy. So I had this thing that I was using to impress women. It wasn't magic tricks, but it was basically my guitar and, you know, that whole lifestyle. And when that went away, I felt like I had nothing left. So instead of using gimmicks and tricks or using something that's outside of you, you need to start building confidence on the inside. And that's what I started doing. I started working on this part of my life. I started developing deep inner confidence and started really loving who I am, all my flaws included. And that's when I started getting some great results. Dime algo interesante sobre ti. And it's really the mindset that doing something or using something like props to impress the woman, it's that you're just not good enough and that you need to do something to impress her. You need to be who you think she wants you to be, instead of just being impressive, impressing yourself and being internally validated, loving yourself, loving every aspect of yourself. You don't have to be perfect. You can be short, you can be a little ugly. Don't be too ugly, work on that if you're really ugly. Most things that contribute to being unattractive are things that you can actually work on. I'll make another video about that. But when you work on yourself, that's part 1, you gotta work on yourself, become the best version of yourself. And then part 2, there's certain things you can't work on, like height, or, you know, me, I have a big nose. I'm losing hair. I guess I can get another hair transplant. I've got one already. You know, there's certain things you can do, but there's certain things you can't do, and you gotta love those parts of you because they're not gonna change. And as you really love yourself and build confidence, you don't feel like you need to do all these things to impress women. When I first started, I felt like I had to memorize all these lines and scripts and routines to impress women, and to a small degree, they definitely worked. I definitely did get some results. It was more the confidence that those lines and scripts gave me. But I realized I could drop all of that. I can just walk up to a girl now and just say, hey, what's up? She could look at me weird, and I could say, that's all I got. I can't think of anything else to say. And that could work. Literally saying that I don't know what to say can work, because I believe in myself, and I believe that she should like me. And if she doesn't, then it's no big deal. I'm just like, okay, something's wrong with her, or she has a boyfriend, good for her. And it's no big deal. I don't let it affect me anymore. So stop trying to impress women. Stop using props, or even, it's fine to, you know, play in a rock band or do something that has a side effect of attracting women, but it shouldn't be your whole purpose. For me, being in a rock band, the main purpose, I loved creating music, but really, deep down, the main purpose was I wanted to be able to attract beautiful women. That was the main purpose. And that's really why the rock band didn't work out. I just called Jessa, who's our maid, so she's mad at me. She's on the phone with her brother speaking Tagalog.
Bisaya.
Anyways, Bisaya. There's so many languages in the Philippines.
Hello.
Number 5 is only working on your marketing. I recently heard a really popular pickup coach telling guys that they should only work on the marketing, which is basically the words that you say, how you say them, and how you look, how you appear, basically, the external, right? And disregard the product themselves, working on themselves, because they're gonna get more results from just working on the external and basically memorizing a bunch of lines and routines. And I thought this was horrible advice. I liked thinking about it in terms of business, because I have a business and it's doing very well. So I think in terms of funnels and product, marketing, sales, etc. I like that, but the fact that you only work on what you say and how you say it and how you dress, and still feeling insecure and unconfident, but you believe in those lines, so you can at least appear confident when you say those lines. But if she says anything that throws you off and then you don't have a script for it, then you're pretty much done. But some women won't throw anything at you, so you could definitely take a woman home from a bar by only working on your marketing or your game, lines and routines, etc. But eventually she's gonna figure it out. If she goes on a second, third, fourth date with you, eventually she's gonna realize, okay, he's not as cool as he seems. In fact, I knew a guy, a dating coach, who had 8 hours of material memorized, and then as soon as he ran out of material, he would lose the girl. After 2 or 3 dates, he would lose the girl, because they realized, okay, it's all a sham. He's not really as cool as he seems. He just knows all these cool things to say, all these cool stories he's memorized, but after that's all gone, there's nothing left. There's no substance. There's no solid product. The product falls apart, and then she wants a refund. Don't be that guy. Work on your marketing, what you say, how you say it, your body language, your style, your fashion, your pictures on Instagram, all that kind of stuff. It's great, but you need to be developing yourself, aka the product as well, because that's what's really gonna matter most. I mean, think about it. Have you ever bought something because it had really great marketing, and then you get it, you're really excited, and then you realize, wow, this is shitty. This just doesn't work, or it falls apart, or it's just not as good as you thought. I just bought a drone recently, and I was testing it out here in the tennis courts, and I was really excited about it. I wanted to make some awesome videos and get some awesome shots for you guys, but it sucked. It was made in China. It was $150. It was a big one. It looked like pretty legit, but it was cheap. And me being cheap, you know, I learned my lesson. You get what you pay for. And so I ended up just giving it to one of the staff here at the hotel, because the marketing was great. It looked great. It looked legit, but in the long run, it didn't work. By the way, man, if you like this content, make sure to subscribe to this channel. Click that bell notification icon so you don't miss a thing, and give me a thumbs up. Also, leave me a comment. Let me know other dating tips that you've heard that you think are really shit. I'd love to hear about them and how you used it and how it didn't work. Unfortunately, it's just too windy today, so we're gonna head back upstairs for filming purposes. But next on the list is IOIs. Guys typically look for 2 types of IOIs. One is before they approach. They're looking for some hint that they should approach, like she looks at him, you know, like bats her eyes or licks her lips or something like that. And then the other one is during the interaction, looking for indicators that she's into him, that he should keep moving forward. The reason both of these are a bad idea, number one, because if you're looking for indicators to approach, you're not going to see very many of them unless you just happen to be a really good looking guy. I almost never see indicators that I should go approach a woman. At least probably 90% of the women I approach, I don't see them look at me first. I just see them, I'm like, well, she's pretty, I want to go talk to her, so I go talk to her. I would miss 90% of amazing interactions that I've had if I was looking for IOIs. So don't do that, because sometimes women just don't notice you and you're just gonna miss so many opportunities. Number two, waiting for indicators of interest as you're talking to her, as you're in the interaction, is such a bad idea because we're guys. We can't read body language that good. I'm sorry, women are just way better. They're way more intuitive than we are when it comes to things like that. So by the time you've noticed 1 or 2 or 3 indicators of interest, she's probably giving you 10 and she's wondering why the heck are you not making more moves on her, and she's probably going to get disappointed and find somebody else who doesn't care about IOIs and who has the balls to make a move on her. The only real IOI that you need to be looking for is she talking to you or not? If she wasn't interested in you at all, she would keep walking. She would not stay there and talk to you. If she's talking to you, then there's at least some interest, and just keep testing it. Try different things. Try touching her, see if that works. Try moving her to a different location, see if that works. And of course, if nothing works, then there's nothing you can do. Move on to somebody else who is more interested. Next on our list of what not to do is ABCs at bars and clubs. That means is don't have a complex A, B, C, D, E, F, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 system for meeting women at bars and clubs, because there's so many variables involved. During the daytime, it's a simple 2 to 3 minute interaction most of the time because people are busy. So you can have a beginning, a middle, and an end. And you want those 3 to be as effective and powerful as possible because you only have a short amount of time. That's why I recommend my patented, it's not really patented, but my CQC method, because it works so damn well. But for nighttime, if you have an ABC system, it's just not gonna work. There's too many variables. Her friends can come in, there's loud music, every club is a little bit different. You're just gonna be in your head the whole time. It's just not gonna work. There's so many different openers that can work. It's just not a good idea. I don't recommend it. For example, the mystery method, which is one of the most classic night game systems, it has so many different steps. And somewhere in the middle of the process there, you had to count 3 IOIs, which we just talked about, and then you move on to the next step. And that's so bad. I remember being so in my head thinking like, okay, what's the next step? Should I do this or should I do that? Did she give me an indicator of interest or was she just scratching her neck? So crazy. And when I dropped all that and I just said, okay, I'm just gonna focus on 2 things. The most important things when you meet women at bars and clubs. Number 1, fun. They're all there to have a good time, so you better be having fun with yourself or with your group. And of course, when you approach a girl, with her. Number 1, you gotta be having fun, but if you're only having fun, you might turn into the dancing monkey. You need to move things forward. So then I started focusing on escalation. Those are the 2 main things to focus on when you're at a bar or club, and just keep going back to those. Have fun, move things further, have fun, move things further. Throw in some normal conversation, where you're from, what do you do here and there. You don't need that to be something you think about because we all do that. We do that too much. Most people are way too boring when they meet people at bars and clubs. You just need to be having fun, and then move things forward, make moves on her. Like I said earlier, touch her, see how she reacts. Go grab a drink, go dance with her, move things forward. Number 2 is talking 90% of the time. Oh my God, this is such bad advice and it's so common. I hear so many coaches saying in the beginning of the interaction, you need to be talking 90% of the time because you approached her, so all the pressure is on you. Number 1, that's hard. Number 2, that's not as fun. I don't like all that pressure on me. And number 3, it comes off as like trying to impress her. You're just talking, and she's just listening like, okay, impress me, why should I like you? And it's just too much work. forget all that. It should be closer to 50-50 unless she's really shy. Then yes, you're gonna be talking more of the time, maybe 70-30. But really, you should have the mindset when you go up to any woman, especially in a daytime situation like this at the beach. You can see all the people down there. But you should have the mindset that this person is beautiful, so I'm gonna go tell her. I'm gonna go, you know, make her day. And I wanna see what she's all about. I wanna see if she fits into my world or not. Because you don't know. Just because she has a pretty face, that doesn't mean you want her. It just means she has a pretty face. So what? She could not be compatible with you. The whole idea is to see what she's all about. And to do that, she needs to be talking. Qualify her. Ask her challenging questions. Ask her just questions about herself to see who she is and see if there's a compatibility or not. So it should be more 50-50. At a bar or club, that might be too serious of a conversation right away, like going up to her, hey, you're cute, now tell me all about yourself, blah, blah, blah. That just is too serious. Like I said before, have fun. The idea there should be like, oh, there's a cute girl or a group of cute girls. Let's go see what they're all about. Let's go have fun with them. Let's see if they're fun. And even that is qualification, because if they're not fun, if they seem boring, you're at a bar. Your number one purpose there is to have a good time. If they're not fun, they immediately disqualify themselves. But if she's fun and she's flirting back with you, you guys are having a good time together for 5-10 minutes, then you start asking her questions too to find out who she is and have a more deeper conversation where you really connect with her. But the point is, even at a bar or club, you're not talking 90% of the time. You're bantering. You're saying things to them to see how they react. And that's a much better mindset to have, because instead of, again, it all goes back to you trying to impress her. 90% of the time means you gotta do all this work and hook her. That's a really popular pickup term, is you gotta hook the set. Meaning you gotta do all this stuff, and then there's a point where they're laughing and you can tell that they're into you, and then you know it's time to move to the next phase of the sequence. Oh my God, forget about all that. You don't need to hook them, they need to hook you. Before we get to the number one worst dating tip, in my opinion, make sure to follow me on Instagram and hit me up. Send me a DM, let me know about your successes and how some of my tips, hopefully, have been working for you. And let me know about your challenges too. Maybe I can help you. Number one, drum roll please, is no compliments. I hate this one. Because you can't compliment women because that gives away all your power. That's so wrong. That's so stupid. In fact, it's the exact opposite, because women love to feel desired by a strong, confident, charming man, especially in an everyday situation.
Pero a te vi aquí, creo que tú es ambos absolutamente hermosa.
Say hi. They literally fantasize about it because it's what they've seen in Disney movies since they were a kid. It's what they see in romance movies and read in all those sappy romance novels. And it's actually the most confident way to approach a woman. In a bar or club, yeah, she knows she's hot. It doesn't have such an effect. You can compliment her. That's a great way to approach. You can just say something funny, make a joke, tease her. Nighttime, there's a million ways to approach, but in the daytime especially, you need to A, create context. What other context is there gonna be except that she's walking down the street and you're attracted to her? Anything else is just beating around the bush and is dishonest. So just be honest, because honesty is an attractive quality. So be honest and tell her why you're approaching her. It's not because of her handbag or her shoes, or because of the weather, or because you wanted to know who lies more, men or women. It's because she's attractive, so just go tell her that. Because that's gonna make her feel great on the one hand, and it's gonna show that you have balls, that you have confidence, that you go for what you want. In this case, it's her, but that's a very attractive masculine quality, a man who goes for what he wants. But of course, you can do it the wrong way and say, hey, you're really cute, I really like you, and have this really high-pitched voice and talk too fast, break all the tension, seem nervous and supplicating. That's not what I'm saying. When you give her a direct compliment about her looks, and if it's specific, that's even better. Like she has the most gorgeous blue eyes. That's really good. I don't usually do that because I don't notice those things. I just see, wow, she's beautiful. I just want to go tell her that. But when you do it in a calm, grounded, confident, masculine state, that can turn her on. She can actually get turned on. I mean, aroused within seconds of meeting you. Because feeling desired by that kind of man is one of the most attractive traits. Think of Christian Grey, right? He shows his desire for Anastasia, and it's intoxicating. It turns her on. I know that's a novel. It's not real, blah, blah, blah. But it is the truth, my friend. She has to feel, though, that you're not like in love with her. You're not approaching her like, oh my God, you're so beautiful. She needs to feel like you're totally fine if she's not into you. If she's like, oh, thank you, but I have a boyfriend, you're not gonna be like, oh, you're just gonna be like, okay, cool, well, he's a lucky guy. And maybe you keep talking to her and become friends with her. But when you can compliment her the right way, which is what we teach in our boot camps, we bring in models for you guys to role play with them and get it down close to perfect. There's no such thing as perfect, but get it to a level that you can turn women on within seconds of meeting them. And then we take you out into the field or the beach, like this behind me, and we go approach real women and we mic you up and we give you feedback. And I'm even in your ear telling you what to do. Stand up straighter, give her stronger eye contact. And with that continual feedback loop of learning and then practicing, learning and then practicing with models, learning and then practicing in the real world, you will get amazing results. And then you'll be able to compliment women and turn them on within seconds. So if you're interested in a boot camp, click down. There's a link down in the description of our boot camp schedule. There's also a link for a free breakthrough session where you can hop on a call with one of our team members and we can assess your situation and figure out what's not working for you and why you're not getting the results you want, and then how to get you the results you want in the fastest and easiest way possible, so you don't have to memorize all those bad lines and routines and do all these other stupid things that these other dating coaches are telling you to do, which are just making you worse. Instead, you can become your true attractive self in no time. And by the way, make sure to subscribe to this channel, click that bell notification icon, and leave me a comment down below if you've used any of these bad dating tips or other bad dating tips that made you worse off, or women just laughed at you, or whatever it is. I would love to hear your stories. I'm actually looking at every single comment and writing back to at least about 90% of every single comment these days. So leave me a comment down below. I really appreciate it. And follow me on Instagram. I'd love to hear from you. My name is Matt Artisan from The Attractive Man. Again, I love this view, so I'm gonna show you again. Coming at you from Cancun, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.